So today we're going to go into a unit review on Dokkan Fest 17 and 18. I'm not really high on this card because they're doing things that I am not completely a big fan of. So let's go and jump straight into it. So their leader skill is tournament participants or siblings bonds 3 key and 170% of the stats, of course. And their 30% of the stats is to Reps Universe 7 and join forces. Not really too much to be said off their leader skill, but let's go and move on over to their super attack effects as well as their passive and active skill and so on and so forth. So their base super attack effect, they gain 50% attack defense 1 turn, which is obviously quite good. And on their unit super attack effect, they get 100% attack and defense 1 turn, and they also raise all allies attack and defense by 35% for 2 turns. 35% attack and defense for 2 turns is absolutely amazing. On top of them getting 100% attack and defense 1 turn is very good, and all you have to do is have a Goku attacking in the same turn. I have no problems with their 2 super attack effects at all. I think they're both quite powerful. Now, I do have a couple of issues with their passive, but we're going to talk about it after I'm done talking about the passive. So the passive, they have an interesting animation, of course, and they randomly change a certain type of key sphere to rainbow for 4 turns when you have a Reps Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. They also start out with 170% attack and 180% defense baseline, and they get 50% attack and defense and 35% damage reduction when performing a super attack. That's quite good. And they also get an additional 50% attack and a 50% chance to crit when you get 7 or more key spheres obtained, and they get, well, they give 2 key and 35% attack and defense to tournament participants, which is obviously quite good, and they give an additional 1 key, 17% attack, and 18% defense with 7 more key spheres obtained. So when they get 7 more key spheres obtained in a vacuum, they're giving more support, and they're also getting additional attack buff as well as crit chance, which doesn't seem too bad on the surface, but we're going to go ahead and continue on reading this card, and I want to give my reasonings on why I'm not a huge fan of their design. And they also get additional attack, and they foresee super attacks when you have a Goku attacking in the same turn. Now, I have an issue with a couple parts of their card. Now, number one, I don't like that they don't have a lot of attack and defense in their passive. That's the first thing. Because if you take a look at their rainbow stats, they're only at 14,300 attack, as well as a shade below 11k defense. Their stats are not that high. It's like their HP stat is quite high for a TUR, but really the issue lies in their base attack and defensive stats, and at 55%, forget about it. It's quite low. What is this, like free-to-play, a rainbow free-to-play unit territory? So yeah, that is my first issue. The fact that they don't have a lot of attack and defense in their passive. It's like they have their baseline attack and defensive buff at the start of turn. They have their 50% attack and defense when you're performing a super attack to their super attack effect, of course, provided you do get their unit super attack effect off, which you're going to be going for. That's 100% attack and defense on super, as well as their 50% attack and defense when they're performing super attack too, of course, which is good because they're getting an attack and defensive buff from their passive to their super attack effect. As you guys know, I talk about that inside all my videos. That's a very powerful ability to have. And of course, they have their support type buff. So really, it's like it's 35% attack and defense right over here, 17% attack and 18% defense right over here, 50% attack and defense right over here, and of course their baseline 170% attack and 180% defense. They do not have a lot of stats in their, well, not stats, percentage buffs like in their passive. It's like, this is not enough. That's my first thing. And my second thing about this card is the fact that you have to have a Reps Universe 7 category ally attack in the same turn to get their 4 turns of Rainbow Orb Chain. Now, that doesn't seem too big of a deal, but I feel as if though Dokkan didn't need to restrict this to a character attacking in the same turn. Oftentimes, when they make it to a character on the same team as them, it just flows a lot more better because you want a Goku in the same turn, clearly. Because when you have a Goku in the same turn, you're getting this very powerful unit super attack effect off, as well as another very powerful ability, that being them being able to foresee super attacks. That's good. Foreseeing super attacks, of course, and having a very powerful ability, that being them being able to get 100% attack defense on one turn, as well as them being a multi-turn support type unit, is very good. But the issue is that their best linking partner, and you really want them right next to their best linking partner, that being MVP 17, it's very important to have them right next to MVP 17 because they're getting a lot of these good defensive links off. Like, for example, Enter the Soul, that's 20% defense and 2 key. And Twin Terrors, dodge chance and 5% attack and defense. Well, 5% chance to dodge, attack, and of course defense. But this is good. 5% attack, defense, and dodge. I mean, 5% attack, defense, and crit chance is not really, I mean, the crit chance is who really cares, but that's still a lot. I mean, 5% attack and defense here, 5% attack and defense here, 20% defense here, 5% defense here, 7% attack and defense here. This all adds up. This is just some links. So you really want MVP 17 right next to these guys to get a lot of these core links off to help this unit get more of a defensive buff, because they don't get a lot of stats from their already low amount of attack and defense at Rainbow to 55%. So that is another issue I have with this unit, is the fact that you want to have a Goku with them to get their powerful unit super attack effect off, as well as their foreseeing super attacks, which is very good. But the issue is that you really, really want MVP 17 right next to them. And another thing about MVP 17, if MVP 17 does not have his passive up in meta content, of course, his passive where he gets that additional damage reduction, if he does not have that up, guys, he's getting cooked. He's getting cooked. Let's just keep it 1,000. Now, I will say, going on over to tournament participants, this guy getting an easy A really, 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 really helps out the Dokkan Fest 17-18. And I say this because this unit is going to be a complete this unit is a god in slot 1. It's just a complete god. This unit is immaculate in slot 1. Of course, he does have to, dodge and build up his attack, defense, and ki and all the other good stuff. But you have this guy, well, of course, you have to have a couple more Reps Universe 7 characters right over here to get that 84% chance to dodge. But even then, if you don't have a full Reps Universe 7 team, you can just run, of course, the Dokkan Fest 17-18 as well as MVP 17. If you so happen to have MVP 17 and LRUI Goku attacking in the same turn with them, that's 80. He gets a 84% chance to dodge before he actually attacks. This guy is ridiculous, bro. What? Wait, that says before receiving an attack. Attack in the same turn. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It wasn't, yeah. He gets an additional dodge chance before he receives an attack. But you're not getting touched. An 84% chance to dodge? What? Before he receives an attack? What? Huh? Hello? This is ridiculous. This just completely helps out Dokkan Fest 17-18. I was one of the people that thought that Blue Kaioken Goku was enough for these two. Hell no. No. That Blue Kaioken Goku is not enough for these guys. And I will certainly say this guy getting the easy 8 is a huge buff to this card, because they want a character for them to sit in slot 1. And if MVP 17's passive's not up, guess what? He can't sit in slot 1. So with that being said, the things I like about this card is the fact that this card does not have a lot of stats inside his passive, considering it's their very low amount of attack and defense at Rainbowed. It's because they have this. They have, of course, the attack and defensive buff from their passive to their super attack pick right over there. Of course, the 50% attack here, the support type buff here, and then the additional attack right over here. Now, they are doing good things. They could do some pretty nasty things. They are technically a dual support type unit. They can give up to how much attack and defense? Provided you get those 7 key spheres. That's 2 key. And if I'm doing the math correctly, that is, because of course 17 into 35. What's that? Is that 52% attack? I think that is 52% attack. Yeah, that's 52% attack. And 53% defense, I believe. Am I doing this math correctly? Yeah, that is 53% defense. So that's 2 key, 52% attack, and 53% defense. No, that's 3 key. My bad, because they give additional key. Yeah, they can give up to 3 key, 52% attack, and 53% defense from their support type buff. I hope I did the math correctly. And they also give 35% attack and defense for 2 turns on the unit super. So they are a dual support type unit, which is quite good. They do get an attack and defensive buff from their passive to a super attack, like I already said. And on top of that, they get damage reduction when they do perform a super attack, which is obviously quite good. Now, Dokkan did have that in mind because they do have low stats. And that is definitely very helpful. That coupled with the fact that they can foresee super attacks, which is a powerful ability, and they are a Rainbow Orb Changer, which directly supports their need for 7 key spheres right over here, and for their additional buffs over here in this part of the passive. So they do have a couple of good things about them. They can foresee super attacks. They're a dual support type unit. They get an attack and defensive buff from their passive to their super attack effects. They get damage reduction on super, which is obviously quite nice. They're a rainbow orb changer, which supports their need for orbs so they can get their additional attack and crit chance as well as their additional support type buff. But really the thing is that their link set is not all that great. Their active skill I think is garbage. I'm just gonna say it outright. I'm not a fan of this active skill. You can do it up to 8 times. And I think they did this on purpose because it's only changing tech key spheres. Why in the hell is this not randomly changing key spheres? Why couldn't this be rainbow orb changing? Why couldn't it just make them a nuker? I don't see why not. A couple things I would change about this card is I would give this unit the tech androids treatment. Why not? It worked for them. It would definitely work for these guys. I don't see why not. A tech androids design on this unit would work very well. But the thing is that, you know, Dokkan wanted to be different, and this is definitely a very interesting design for a card. So what I would do is I would make this, of course, A, make this unrestricted for turns, and B, make this for a Representative 7 character on the team. Another thing I would do is give them more stats. I would go ahead and make them a nuker. You can keep the low 7 the more keys is obtained, but I mean, let's be completely honest. If we're making this unrestricted to turns, but we're restricting it to having a character on the team, we can just go ahead and make him a nuker. I don't see why not. I definitely don't see why not, because this card's like, look at their stats. Like, come on, man. Like, really? This screams nuker. Why not? I just definitely don't see why they wouldn't do such a thing to them. And that would be it. Just make this unrestricted for the turn. Take the turn restriction away and keep the restriction for Reps Universe 7 and make it the Reps Universe 7 restriction for on the team. Raise their stats up. And what else? I think that's it. Outside of making him a nuker. Then just make him a nuker. That's it. Pretty much. And then make this randomly change key spheres to int. Or just say fuck it and just turn the entire field to int key spheres. I don't think no one will be mad if this card was a nuker and they could create this entire field of int key spheres for them to have a nuking turn. I mean, come on. Like, that's just ridiculous. So, with that being said, I do have a couple of receipts against some of the toughest fights in the game. I do have a receipt for the Omega fight, and I have a receipt for I forgot to mute it. I got a receipt for the Fusion Zamasu fight. Now, ooh, I don't know what percentage this 17-18's at, but yeah, okay, this is the Cinderella turn I was thinking about. To have a Goku, well, technically STRUI was in the Cinderella turn that I was talking about, but hey, this works out too. Oh man, this is not particularly bad to win. Yeah. No, 17-18 would get cooked on this turn if Zamasu Super though. Yeah. Okay, this is not really a great rotation because I was skimming through this video and he doesn't keep the 17 right next to his 17 and 18. Yeah, he does it like this. Okay, no, this might not be receipts. Never mind. This might not be receipts. Never mind, guys. Never mind. Yeah. Look at, bro. Okay, so this is just with the Goku being able to foresee super attacks. Look at this World Tournament with the 1 million defense. He definitely got the revival in this video. There's no way. And this guy's at 400k defense, and then these guys are at a shade above 200k defense. Like, come on, man. This is 17 without many links active, or 17-18. Let's just see what they do. To hell with it. Let's just see. What's their defense? Let's go back. Did he show it? Does he show it? Or did I skip over it? I think I skipped over it. Or maybe it was when he gets a blue Kaioken Goku, he shows it. Let's see. He gets the 7 key spheres. I know he only gets, he gets 10. Okay, so he does get the additional support. Okay, that's nice. 255k defense for them. Oh my god. With 35% damage reduction. And one thing I do gotta mention is that 17-18 get fucking destroyed by AoEs. Oh man, yo, it's definitely AoEs create a tough situation for some units in Dokkan, man. It's like if you don't have like dodge or it's just dodge, right? If you don't have dodge or high defense with guard at the start of the turn, you're getting fucking destroyed by AoEs, no? Or maybe with, of course, and a good amount of damage reduction with defense too. If you don't have a good defense with a defensive ability to fall back on, you're getting fucking cooked by those AoEs. Look at World Tournament Goku going crazy. He's definitely post revival for certain. 7.5k. I mean, cool. And they're a dual support type unit. Of course, with the unit super attack effect. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not fucking with this unit. They're still taking damage for that? Huh? Didn't they just get this? Of course, this support is self-excluded, but they just got... And then we go over to, I mean, Omega. I mean, guys, if I skip on over to the last part of the fight, let's just do it. Yeah. I mean, AoE fucking incinerates them. Okay. That's World Tournament. The 23rd World Tournament Goku's gonna eat this like a champ. So we could just let this play out. 200k? Yeah. Of course, he dodged the AoE. That's nice. And Tech Ultimate gone, dodges the AoE, and then they get hit for 400, bro. Wow, what a surprise. A unit that wants a super to get their defense is getting, well, of course, their defense and damage reduction is getting destroyed by AoEs. What a big surprise. I think you guys already knew that. But I think that's really about it. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys next time. I love you all. Peace.